Hello there folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. Ferengi on board here with another video. Usually my account presents videos on spirituality and deep introspective points that people may find difficulty in, well, with regards to finding answers. And if I can become introspective enough, oh my god, this is the third ambulance that's actually going by. Okay, so the point about this video is to actually give a little insight on how to create a little choice in RPG Maker using scripts and scripts only. And let's make this video very short because I have a habit of, over delivery. So now what I want to create, I have been working towards what I call a battle system, a personal battle system that runs only by and through events. It's not gonna have or take into account the default battle engine of the system, the Final Fantasy like one. So I have this little choice in here, and the question would be how to actually transform this one into a little script. So in order to make it, to turn it into a script, now the point is we actually need to call to the documentation of the game, okay? And what someone can do is write something like game message.add, okay? This is a function that allows the addition of a text, okay? And something like pick your character, okay? Let's say something like this. Now the point of this, when you want to add a text, okay, you can either add a text in between these options, these little commas, or double inverted commas, and you write your texts inside. This is called a string in programming, or a group of text characters that are taken into account as they are, okay? They are gonna be taken into account as they are, okay? So the way you write them, that's how they will appear without any editing. And yes, you can actually use colors if you know the color indexes. You can say, for example, / C from color, and let's say 30 for purple, okay? You use this because it's called scaping in programming. It's something that's, well, to put it very short, this symbol has many uses. You can use /C in text boxes, and let's say 14 to have a yellow color. You can use /I and an image like 84, for example. You go into your console, F9, and go to items and press the image button, here in items, and you should have an image icon in there. You press that, and then you have all your pictures. Click any of those, and somewhere in the low left you will see the index of that picture, and you type it in here. /I84 will actually be a white heart on a pink background, as of what I have them, okay? It's similar to let's say Yandere Simulator's executable icon. And then you have other options, okay? If you write them in here in script functions, you will need to add an additional symbol like this. It should be like this. It's called scaping. Read about scaping. I'm not gonna explain too much of this because it's like it's gonna take a longer time. Okay, now what this does is actually it spawns a text box in which whatever you write in between inverted commas will appear in there, okay? Now this line, this message.add, make sure that the message actually fits one line, because if it doesn't, it's actually gonna write, it's gonna write the whole string that you put in here. It's gonna write it on a single line, okay? If you want to add a second line, you need to do something like this and say, I don't know, or another thing, or whatever, okay? So when you add a box, you know that in a text box you can put up to 4 lines, and basically what you do is this: you add one single line, and make sure that what you write here fits in the line visually, else it will just be written outside. Okay, it's just like you adjust it in the text box. Okay, now what I don't actually need this, because I don't need this text box actually appears before the choice, and I only need to create the choice itself, which should be something like game message dot set choices. Okay, this is the in-game option. Okay, this is the function that allows us to make a choice, and in here we will create a so-called array. Okay, an array is a collection of items, and now this array allows us to actually type in the choice branch, actually the choice branches, and actually their names. Okay, so the array, we start the array and we actually close it, and let's say the first choice's name will actually be English, because the player will have the opportunity to choose English. Each element in the array is actually separated by a comma, so if you want to write in JavaScript an array, you write something like var my array equals, and let's see, we can actually use an array of numbers, and we have 1 2 3 4, and let's say that's it. If you want var var array, you can use texts, for example. Okay, 2, and let's say it's enough. If you put it in here, if you put it like this will be treated as strings. You need to learn a bit about programming, it's gonna be something different. In JavaScript you can actually use you can actually put different types of variables in the same array, as compared to strongly typed languages that don't allow you. Even if you do this in JavaScript, it can still trigger some problems, so it's preferable that you choose the same, you keep to the same type of data. Okay, so now we have English. Let's actually hit OK, because I want to take this one. Oh, actually it's choice and choice. Okay, and we have choice, which is in here now. Choice. Okay, let's actually use some coloring. Okay, let's actually make Japanese, let's actually make both of them with this violet color, more like an indigo color, because I really don't mind it. Okay, you don't have to worry about these because they won't show up. These also don't show up. It's exactly like changing the colors in a text box. Now the array in here actually has the two branches. It has branches number 1 and branch number 2, which are basically this one and this one. Okay, so this is basically, this function specifically set choices actually will show basically this, the skeleton, okay, with nothing included inside. Now the problem that appears with writing choices in a script box is that the script box is limited to 12 rows, and well, you're probably gonna use something like I used in here. Okay, well, this is gonna trigger something furthermore in here. Okay, so now let's use $game message dot set choice callback. Okay, this is I don't know exactly what this is. I've been taking this code kind of as is. So this option allows us to see which of the choices actually was picked by the player, either 1 or 2, and through this we can actually decide some actions based on which of the choices were made. So now we have a function. Okay, this function means that it will allow a block, well, it will actually trigger a block of code. This one will actually require a parameter called choice. Now choice is actually the index of the choices that you have available. Now indexes in programming languages start from 0, So your first branch is actually going to be index 0, and your second branch will be index 1. If you have 4 of those, you have indexes 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, that's how programming works. Now we start this function, and in the function we're actually gonna see what happens if player chooses each of the branches. So we have if choices equals 0, okay, because it's a comparison. Equals is a comparison, or actually not a comparison, we check that the value is 0. Okay, you have this one, which means x equals 6, the value of 6 is loaded in variable x, and well, x equals you're checking whether value 6 is that of x. Okay, this is used for comparisons. Okay, now I might not be the best at giving pieces of advice, especially with programming, which I still have some little, you know, misunderstandings, but okay. So in my situation, we're gonna use this script in here. We're gonna use game variables.set value. Okay, we have variable 195 because that's the variable that I chose, and I set its value to 1. Okay, and now I'm gonna close this if, and we're gonna open another if to say if player has chosen the second branch, that's why choice is 1. Okay, it's index 1 means the second choice. Okay, wait, choice. Okay, we're gonna get game variables.set value 195. We're gonna set it to 2. Okay, and gonna close this if. Okay, now we need to remember that this is this. Okay, and we also need to close the choice callback function as well, and that should be it. Now the reason why I chose to use a global variable is because this variable is saved somewhere. Okay, so now that I can actually yep, that's gonna be it. Okay, now if we actually go into here and actually test the documentation for choices, we should see that we have show choices. Okay, it's actually in here. Okay, these are also very good. Okay, you can actually use game message set choices. It's the exact same case. If you use this one instead, what it will spawn, it will only spawn you the set choices and the branches, but you don't have any way to see or, you know, trigger something through the choices. As I said, the problem about this is that the you know, the script box is limited to only 12 lines. Now actually in here I actually forgot something, and we will have actually an error because set choices is a function, and actually it's good that I present it at the end. Set choices is a function that actually has 3 parameters. It has an array, which is a collection of data, and we have the collection of data. That means we have the 2 branches. If you want 10 branches, you have to actually add, you know, like something like third branch, you know, fourth branch, you know, etc. Okay, and everything that you write in between these commas, okay, it's gonna be the name of the branch. Now what we need in here is to delete these, of course, and we also have, because I actually looked at the choice and I remember I've seen these. Okay, and we also have, like, I don't know actually how to put these for now, but what I forgot in here is the other two parameters. We have parameter 2, which shows where the default pick will lie, okay, and in my case it's gonna lie on branch 1 English. And then we have -1, the third parameter, that simply disallows disallow cancel. It's that function that you have somewhere in the lower right part of the set choice. It's this part in here. When you go to show choices, cancel, disallow, that's what actually -1 is for. Okay, now these set backgrounds and such, I really don't know exactly how to use, but we could actually, okay, let's close this. We could actually test this, even if I risk making the video so much longer. Okay, now, okay, we should wait for the this part to load. Okay, we're gonna add this part in here. Let's take these in here, these put in here. Okay, and let's see, game message dot set choice callback. Okay, let's actually put this one lower, and let's actually view a bit a set choice. And let me look a bit at the show message point, show text. Okay, let's actually goof a bit and see if it would work. Game message, we will have set background, we shall set it to 1, okay, because the arguments in here are just as they are in there. They are window or dim or transparent, and I wouldn't mind this choice window to be like this. Or we can actually, okay, and let's see, what if we also choose this other point? Okay, we have game message dot set position type, which is the function. These are the functions for text boxes, but let's actually use 1 because I usually position the choice in the middle instead of right or left. Let's actually see how it works like this. Okay, let's actually save, and why not even test it? It's gonna take a long time to save because my game is actually big, the files are actually great. I've been adding in that one single map like mad, and let's actually test to see how things actually work. And then I can actually how can I say it? Oh yes, then I can actually do the backup. Every time the game loads, it's literally everything in the game is being loaded. Every code that you have on all of your maps is being loaded, and I have been creating a lot. And apparently we are most likely met with an error. The error states unexpected token. Wait, what the fuck is this? So I put a wrong So I put a wrong thingy somewhere. Okay, so now let's actually test this without the options, and you will see that it will work, or at least it should work. Let's actually delete this part because I really don't need it, and I still have that error somewhere. Okay, so it's really not liking that part. I'm really not I'm really confused a bit. And oh wait, it's actually because I made a big boo-boo. Okay, I actually saw the mistake. Okay, let's put it in here, and we have this little problem. We need this one in here, and apparently it's still in the right. Okay, so these options actually aren't, these options actually set, this one is important, yes. Set position type, let's actually play a bit with this one. Let's actually make it a 2 in here for any other point, and let's make this a 0. In order for this to work, I need to actually select something in here, and let's actually make this again, and it's still gonna be the same. It's not gonna change anything because these two actually imply something different. So if I put these and I simply eliminate these ones, the code should most likely return the same thing. Yep, it's gonna return the same thing. Now, the reason why I have put these, you can use switches if you want, then you can put conditionals below, and based on those conditionals you can actually continue to do that. If you're writing this in the text box, as I said, in the script box, you're limited by 12 spaces, so that's why if you have multiple choices you simply won't have enough space. Although you could actually write in programming, you could write your stuff something like this. Okay, let me correct this one, and you know, you can actually write it like this, and say you have, I don't know, multiple choices, you have now more space, but come again, it's gonna be space for 4 or 5, let's say a maximum of 6 choices. If you cramp them in, it's gonna be, let's say, 6 choices. Now, to a certain extent, it's gonna be a problem or not. Well, hopefully you've liked this video, and then what you can do is basically you can use scripts, or you can use conditional branches and say if the variable 195, which I chose in here, equals 1, okay, and you'll put your code in here, and then you'll have another branch for 2, or you could use else and put this one in here. It's your choice how you want to do things afterwards. Hopefully you've liked this video. This is just still me you know, playing with the scripts and trying to understand them. Have a nice day, keep up the good work, you're loved and appreciated. Ferengian Board signing out.